We are live. Thank you very much, everybody. This is the Air Affordable Housing Committee meeting. Before we start off, I'd like to go ahead and read the remote participation notification. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirements that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public. So as long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For Zoom meeting information relating to remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, the IT director at cknox@ayer.ma.us, or call 978-772-8220, extension 123. Or Alicia Hershey at the Community Development Program Manager at ahershey@ayer.ma.us, or call 978-772-8220, extension 142 prior to the meeting. 7 o'clock, I've called the meeting to order. And what I'd like to do is have the committee members introduce themselves. Again, I'm Janet Providakis, the chair.
Ann Diskin, member of the committee.
Erin Swanfeld, I believe I'm Janet's assistant from the Council on Aging.
Ron Morrison.
All right.
Alicia Hersey, the administrative assistant.
As I went ahead and called you during the meeting, I went ahead and said you're a guardian angel. Thank you very much. Anybody see anything that they want to change on the agenda?
No?
No? All right, so we'll take the agenda as accepted. And then what we're going to be doing is pretty much tonight is a continuation of the interviews for the Affordable Housing Trust, the Board of Trustees members. As you know, on Monday, the town, thank you very much, town, approved the bylaws. So we are one step closer of getting this up and going. And now we just need a Board of Trustees to go ahead and do the work that is underneath the section of the power of the Board of Trustees. So we currently right now have 4 individuals, and I'm just going to have them quickly just say hi. And then afterwards, we're going to go ahead and do a specific interview. What I'd like to do is do it in the order of possibly, and again, you can let me know when you introduce yourself. Pamela Barbario, is it?
There you go.
I had to unmute myself.
Understood. Mm-hmm. Did I
Yes.
say it right, Pamela?
Yes, you did, Barbario.
All right, okay. And so should be our first candidate. After that, we've got Jake Driscoll.
Hi, good evening,
Hi.
guys.
All right, Jake. Then we have Jennifer Cowley. Jennifer?
Hi, good evening, everybody. It's Jennifer, and my last name is Kale.
Kale, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Thank
no
you.
worries at all.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And then last but not least, Jonathan Krantz.
No, I'm leased. I'm leased.
Don't say that. So we're going to be doing it in that order, as long as you guys are okay with that. All right.
Sure.
Okay, so starting with Pamela, what we usually like to try to do is have you introduce yourself, give us a little bit of a background so that you get to tell everybody, like I say, a little bit about yourself, sort of like what you did in the letter, of interest, possibly include something like what you've done for other committees and such. So go ahead, Pamela, say hi.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Pamela Barbario. So I'll start off by saying that I've lived in Ayer now for 7 years. I have a 14-year-old daughter. And a little bit on my personal background, I have my bachelor's in communications, and I'm currently working on my master's in business administration. So I haven't exactly volunteered on a committee or a trust like this. However, for 4 years, I did coach cheer in town for a youth organization, and I served as cheer director for one of those 4 years. And since I left, COVID kind of really, put a damper on things. I'm here because I'm looking for somewhere else to volunteer my time.
Excellent. All right, Ken, do you want to ask the next question? Ken?
Oh, did we say Ken? I thought you said Karen. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, Ken.
Oh, okay. I guess Pamela, we're going to ask you to just give us a little more information as to why you'd like to be on this particular board.
Sure. So I currently live in Devon's Crest Apartments. And so this is something that's very close to me. Not only am I passionate about, anyone in the working class having access to affordable housing, it does directly affect myself and my family. And that's one of the reasons that I moved to Ayer initially, was because I had heard of the inexpensive rent here. And I know that I live in one of the last few neighborhoods or homes at all that you can find something under $1,000. And that's why I live where I live, and there's a lot of good, hardworking people. And I think it's important to preserve, some affordable options for folks.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Ron.
Hi Pamela, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Good, good. I spend all day trying to convince people to come to the town as a real estate agent. I'm going to give you a go to it right now. Why would you tell someone to move here? What are the benefits of living in Ayer?
So from my experiences in a youth organization, if you're a young family just starting off with young children, this is a great town. Not only football and cheer, but there's soccer, there's baseball, and any of the folks that I know that volunteer their time to youth organizations, there are people that you want to be around, and it's very community oriented. I like the small town feel. I grew up in Marlboro, which is quite larger, of course. And I like just having a little piece of heaven, just a nice small town to live in.
Thanks.
All right, and Karen, you've got the last question. Yep.
I always have the tail end of this.
We can switch it around.
I know. What can I say? What kind of past experience could you bring to this trust, if any?
So as I stated earlier, something to this capacity of a trust, I don't have any experience in. However, I can say that I do.
Using everybody.
I'm sorry?
What's that, Karen?
Oh, I'll continue.
I don't know if you guys are breaking up, but I am.
Yeah, no, we aren't. All right, go ahead, Pamela, continue.
Frozen.
Okay, so, again, I don't have any experience volunteering on a trust, but I think I have really good communication skills. I'm a good leader. And at the same time, I'm a good team player, and I'm
This
just
is like
looking
Frozen.
to find some other avenues to, again, volunteer my time.
All right. That's true. That's one thing that I've noticed about all our committees in town that I've either worked on and such, that we've had really good team players that are trying to continuously make a difference, within the town of Ayer. So I think that works out well. Is there anything else that you have for questions to the board here, the committee here, that you may want answered, Pamela?
I can't really think of anything right now, but as we're moving forward, something might pop up.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. So we do appreciate, your application and everything. And like I say, we're going to be making a tough decision. I do have to say that. I mean, this is now the 4th person we've interviewed, and it's like.
How many spots did you say there were?
There's really 3 spots.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I should probably give you the background information. The Board of Trustees is a seven-member trustee board. And with that, it is on the Mass General Law, the executive committee has to have one member on that board. So that means somebody from the select board has got to be on the Board of Trustees. Then the committee made a recommendation that someone from the planning board, because they'll know what's going on within the town, as well as somebody from the community preservation would be on that board as well. And then we'd like to get somebody from the affordable committee, the Affordable Housing Committee. But right now we're down one member, so we only have 4 members out of the 5. So there's like still an opening there, but we're hoping, like to get somebody in. So that really leaves like 3
Okay.
at-large positions. So we did get, like I said, 10 applications. 2 have backed out because they were so thrilled that we did get 10 applications, which I think all of us were thrilled on that. And like I say, we've got a great diversity of individuals, some that have been here in town, for like pretty much almost grew up here, all the way to newcomers that have only been here for a year. So with that, it's great. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'd love to be able to get everybody on this board because again, the town is diverse, so we want to make sure that the board is diverse as well. So does that help out a little bit?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Pamela. All right, we're gonna move along. Next one on the hot seat is Jake. All right, Jake, thank you very much for giving us this chance to interview you. I know that you've done some work with Karen and such with I think it's the Boy Scouts and such. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, please?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name's Jake Driscoll. I've lived in the town of Ayer for a majority of my life. I'm very young. I graduated from Neshoba Valley Technical High School in 2019. I am a member of the Ayer Fire Department. I'm on the call department. I'm currently going through their fire academy. I've also enlisted in the Army National Guard and currently am serving in it. And I'm also an Eagle Scout, and I was a part of Troop 2 Air.
All right. As part of the Eagle Scout, what was one of your things that you did for the town?
So for my Eagle Scout project, I conducted a project where I tried to reach out to the elderly community and try to update housing numbers for their homes so that if in an emergency or, the fire department or emergency services would be able to find them. Also the postal service as well. I was able to help a few people out in that. So people had older faded numbers on their homes. They'd lived in the town of Ayer for a majority of their adult lives. And, in old age, you sometimes don't find yourself able to upkeep things as you would like. So it was a very productive project.
All right, that's good to hear. Ken, you got the next question?
Sure. So Jake, I was interested in the first thing you said, which is that you said you were very young. I think it was the first thing that came out of your mouth. I don't hold that against you. I think that's probably a nice thing to be. So I guess we're going to probably use kind of the same format for each candidate. So try to give us a little more, elaborate a little bit more on why you would be interested in this particular board and this particular assignment, which is about, using funds potentially to help with affordable housing.
So I'm very interested in giving back to my community. I'd like to invest some more time into my community, and this is just one of those opportunities that I was given. On a personal note, I have a lot of family members that live in town who have young children. They're starting young families, and I would like to have them to have the opportunity to have affordable housing in the town of Ayer, and for others as well. I know a lot of my friends that live in town. They would like to stay in town and remain here, and I think it would be a great opportunity for them as well to have affordable housing. And this is a very nice town to live in. And I would like other people to have that opportunity to come and live here.
I want to ask him another question, Janet.
Yep.
So Jake, when people of your age discuss, what's going on in the town of Ayer, do you talk about the fact that the housing prices have gone up and that it's becoming more and more difficult to stay in town? Or does that just go, everybody doesn't bother with that?
I'll be honest. I don't have conversations like this with my friends. There is one friend of mine who I've had this conversation with. He lives in Devon's Crest. He is paying for his own housing at the moment in time. We've had this discussion, but unfortunately, many people of my generation right now aren't so focused on what's going on in the community and what's happening around them. On a different note, I find myself having this conversation with a lot of the guys on the fire department because a lot of our full-time members don't live in town. That's the whole point of like our call department is the big requirement is you have to live in town so you can respond to the station. But a lot of them I think only like 3 or 4 of the guys in the department really live in town, and that reason is the housing pricing. It's starting to get up there for them, and there's a certain mile radius you have to live within town, but that's something that I've had conversations with older guys with.
Thank you.
All right, Ron?
Jake, I'm sure looking at, Boy Scouts and the Neshoba Valley Tech, Call Fire Department, Army National Guard, I would think it'd be real easy for you to tell us what the benefits of living in Ayer would be.
I think that all right, let me think about that one. So on a business note, like the town of Ayer is growing economically. Ever since the closing of Fort Devens contributed a lot of funds and money to the local economy, and we're starting to make a bit of a comeback. It's nice to drive through downtown and see new restaurants and new businesses opening up, and it's nice to see they're building new they built the parking garage. I think that's excellent. And the town of Ayer has a lot of especially with my time in the fire department, I've seen a lot of new businesses come up in town. We go through and do tours of buildings and stuff, so when we get there for a fire, we know what we're dealing with. And there's a lot of new businesses, a lot of businesses that are going to bring great people to the town of Ayer. We have the train, we have the new parking garage. That's going to bring a lot of new people here. We're also situated between 495 and Route 2. Those are 2 major roadways. And for a lot of people that, saves them time on their commute to work. And there's a lot of, this is a diverse community, especially with Boy Scouts. A lot of the parents we had a lot of diverse people. Some parents were graphic designers and salesmen, and then some people were, construction workers, or they were engineers. It's a very tight-knit community. I'm very happy to be a part of it, and it's peaceful here. I've been some places. I've seen different communities and how they function, and this is a very, very nice and happy community.
Thanks.
All right, let's see if Karen, you can go ahead and before you freeze up, let's see if we can get you to ask.
Well, I don't feel it's fair to ask about past experiences because that's just not where Jake is at right now. However, with the stamina that I experienced working with Jake to do numbers up and working with the fire department, the police department, and the DPW, this young man never let me down. He always made me smile. And to have somebody of this caliber that is interested in helping the community is very rare. And I know that's not the question I was supposed to ask. That is how I want to perceive what's going on.
Do you want to add anything to that, Jake?
I would. some past experiences that I can bring. Obviously we've addressed, I did the Eagle Scout project in town. I don't want to harp so much on that, but my time in the Army, I had to work with a lot of different people, people from different places all across the United States. And I've done a few different things with the Army National Guard in my short time. We were activated for the George Floyd protests in Boston. We had to do a lot of, on the street work with the state police, Boston police, and a lot of civilian agencies. I feel as if those experiences have allowed me to be a better member of a team. It allowed me to work with people and try to unite them and focus them towards achieving a goal together. There's a lot of, if we have a diverse group of people, we've had that experience of trying to unite them under a single banner.
Janet, I do have a question for Jake. Jake, how long have you lived in the town? When did you come here?
So I was born in Concord. My parents lived in Maynard for 3 or 4 years. So I think I came here when I was 5 years old. I went through Page Hilltop and the middle school, and then I went to Neshoba Tech in Westford.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, excellent. Jake, thank you so much. Again, like I say, what we're going to be doing is going through the rest of the other two interviewees, and then we'll be making a decision. When I said that we've got 3 open spots, the select board is looking for us to give recommendations, and we are going to be recommending more than 3 individuals, so that this way here, it's up to them to go ahead and say, all right, great, we know this person, we know this, they'll have a little bit of background information as well. So with that, it's like I say, it's going to be 3, but they'll get more than that. So, all right, I'm going to move on to, so thank you, Jake. I'm going to move on to Jennifer. Jennifer, thank you so much of going ahead and putting your name in. And I understand that you are definitely interested because you've got a background in housing as a housing case manager. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your background, please?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for getting in touch back with me and inviting me to be here tonight. So I am a resident of Ayer for 8 years now, and I do have 2 sons, one in the middle school and one in the high school. Both of my children do play football for the town, and I do also live in the Devon's Crest community to myself. As far as volunteer work and boards and committees, I don't have a lot of experience in that sector. However, the organization that I'm now currently with, which is Making Opportunity Count, it's Community Action Council based out of Fitchburg that also runs the WIC program here in Ayer. I actually started out with them as a volunteer and have been able to work my way up through different positions within the organization. And that's led me to the position that I hold now, which is a rehousing case manager over at the Family Shelter, which is a DHCD state-funded shelter located over on Devon's. So my responsibility is to work with the families that are in shelter to find affordable housing.
All right. I'm sorry, my cat just showed up and it's like, okay. Yeah. No, that sounds good. Make opportunities count. Can you just describe that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So it's actually changed since we had switched executive directors, probably about halfway through my employment there. So originally it was called MOC, which stood for Montechusett Opportunity Council. And then when we got our new director, I think it was, within the past couple years that it changed over to Making Opportunities Count. And we have quite a few different programs as a community action council. We have a child care and Head Start division. We have a supportive housing program, which is for disabled folks that offers a subsidized housing, kind of voucher, but the head of household has to be disabled. We have a HOPWA program from CARE, which is a subsidized housing program for people that are HIV and AIDS positive. We have a food pantry. We have the Meals on Wheels program. We have the WIC. And our newest venture is branching out into mental and behavioral health and substance abuse. There's, many different little side programs in there too. But, that's just some of, the things that we work on, as well as EFSP funding and emergency rental, heating assistance, and, different programs like that.
All right, thank you for embellishing on that.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
All right, Ken?
Yeah, so I was going to ask kind of the same lead-in about elaborate why you're interested in being on this board, but I don't think I have to ask that because based on what you're doing, it seems like you're very interested in participating in any organization that's going to help benefit affordable housing or try to benefit affordable housing. So I guess I would just ask you to just elaborate a little bit. So I'm just want to clarify. So you're actually part of MRPC, is that it? You're part of the Montechusett Regional Planning Commission, this Making Opportunity Count?
No, well, we call it MOC for short, which is MOC, and we're a community action council, or that's located out of Fitchburg, but it's not part
Okay.
of the abbreviation that you had just said. I'm not familiar with the abbreviation that
It's
you
not
had just
part
said.
of Montechusett Regional Planning Commission or whatever.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Ken, can I jump in here right now? What she's talking about is Montechusett Opportunity Council, which we do all our healthcare, our aids and everything out of that for the elderly. Am I correct, Jennifer? Are you in the same association?
No, so that I think would be the Montechusett, that's like the home care program based out of Leominster, right? So there's quite a few
Leominster.
different Montechusett within the name, and I think that's another reason why our executive director kind of went over to Making Opportunities Count, because there was a lot of confusion, and also some of our clients didn't know what the Montechusett area stood for, like what Montechusett was.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I guess just if you can give us a little bit more about your desire to be part of the Affordable Housing Board or the trust, excuse me.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, I mean, I think that everybody as a whole knows that there needs to be more, affordable housing. There's definitely, a low inventory in stock in not just Massachusetts, but in the United States alone. And I think it's because, wages have been, become pretty anemic while the prices of housing has continued to soar. And again, not just in Massachusetts, but across the United States. But I feel like the working class, is kind of missed in a lot of these programs that are offered. There's a lot of different Section 8 programs. There's a lot of different programs geared towards families. And I named, quite a few different ones that we work with within the organization myself. But I find that it shouldn't be difficult for a person professional working household to be finding it difficult to maintain costs. And sometimes I actually even find it embarrassing when I'm filling out what's quote unquote affordable housing applications with my clients, and I'm looking at the income limits and I myself don't even make enough to apply for these affordable housing. And then I also, find that I think that a lot of the people within the community are confused about what affordable housing actually is.
No question about that.
And how many people could really, take advantage of it. Some people think like affordable housing, they're only thinking about Section 8 or project-based housing, but we're within the Cambridge guidelines. And I mean, you could make up to, a pretty high salary and still technically qualify, under the federal poverty, guidelines or the area median income and fit within those limits and utilize affordable housing. So I think that, I would want to be a part of the committee to help, gain the support of the community by educating people on what exactly affordable housing is, what the opportunities are, and how a lot more people could really benefit from it.
Thank you. Great answer.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Ron.
Hi, Jennifer. You are the third candidate from Devon's Crest. So instead of saying, what are the benefits of living in Ayer? Let's narrow it down. What are the benefits of living in Devon's Crest? And then
So,
you can throw in some Ayer with it.
Sure, absolutely. So the benefits of living in Devon's Crest, you know, and I think that, you know, Jake had touched upon it being within 495 and Route 2. You know, the community is convenient. I can literally go to work on Devon's. I could hit a major highway if I needed to. I could also hop the train and go right into North Station, hit a grocery store. If I need to stop at Family Dollar, grab something, I could order out and get my dinner, and I could do it within 5 minutes of being in my house and not even have to leave the town. And I think that that's, you know, something that's pretty great. You know, I commuted for a lot of years, and, you know, having the convenience of not having to, you know, go all over the world just to get to a major highway. I enjoy that. For Devon's Crest itself, it's a good neighborhood for the kids. My kids are able to go outside and connect with people that they go to school with. It's a diverse neighborhood. You're going to get a mix of people that are elderly and have lived in Devon's Crest probably for longer than I've been alive. And then you're going to get people who have just, you know, moved to this area and they haven't even started having children from themselves, but there's all, you know, it's like a community within a community, you know, Devon's Crest, everybody kind of, you know, interacts with each other in a neighborly way and is supportive of one another. You can definitely, you know, ask your neighbor for something. Of course, the affordability is great. And, you know, the threat of that being jeopardized because, you know, Mr. Tossi is talking about selling is, you know, I think a scary thing for a lot of the households within Ayer.
You have a real estate license?
No, I don't.
Okay, just check.
I think
Nice
Ron-
answer.
I might want to look into.
Nice answer. Good answer. Very good.
Thank you.
Looking for trainees, Ron?
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
yeah.
Ron's looking for a protege.
Hey, Ron, are
Yes,
you
yeah.
recruiting?
Oh, I'm always recruiting.
Karen, I'll let you take it from here.
Oh, thank you for everything you've shared with us. And to ask you about past experiences, again, is not fair. But I do believe that your intentions and your heart and your goal is where it needs to be. So I thank you, Jennifer.
Oh, I thank you guys for having me. I think it's a really great opportunity. You know, it's definitely something to step outside your, you know, comfort zone, you know, to kind of start meeting other, I mean, I've been here for 8 years, but, you know, it's always intimidating when you think about, you know, rubbing elbows with people that sit on the committees or work for the town and stuff like that. It's definitely intimidating. And I
Don't
think,
let it
you know,
be
with
intimidating.
with
Oh.
COVID, it's, you know, kind of led me to kind of go in a different direction to try to maybe connect with people in another way. And I think this was kind of easing into it more because it was in Zoom and, you know, it's easier within the comfort of your own home to kind of branch out. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And one thing I got to tell you, Jennifer, we all started there. Remember,
Yeah, we did.
almost being pulled by an ear to go ahead and start joining. And then bang, one thing led to another. And now I get to meet wonderful folks like you all. So, I mean, this is awesome. So thank you very much. And that's like, oh, all right. So our next candidate is Jonathan Krantz. Jonathan, thank you very much. You even got a suit and tie. It's like, woo.
But am I wearing pants? You don't know.
I don't want to know. You're gonna be like, what's his name, John Krasinski, you know, where he does his something. What is it? Something good or whatever.
I don't know, but you could be confident that I'm appropriately dressed.
Okay, that sounds good.
So I'm Jonathan Krantz, and I live in the old funeral home on Washington Street. Ron knows it well because he used to live there, but all of you have probably driven by it and you know it well. And we moved there December 16th, 2016 with my family. My wife's a professor and I have 2 adult children. And one of them lives with us now. I make my living as a marketing writer. I've been doing that for almost 26 years now. And I currently serve on the Air Planning Board. I think I'm on my, completed 3 years. I'm on my 4th year with the planning board. I'm trying to think what else. I know you have a bunch of questions to ask me. What else would be relevant and just kind of like a background review. I've also served, I spent more than 20 years as a volunteer reader for the Massachusetts Association for the Blind. For 6 years, I was on the board of directors of a Catholic school in Lawrence, the Notre Dame Cristo Rey School there. I also I'm a lector at St. Mary's. So service and community involvement are really important to me. But the thing I most want to say is how impressed I am by the previous 3 candidates, Pamela, Jake, and Jennifer. And I just want to say, after listening to them speak, I feel absolutely 100% confident that all of them would be outstanding contributors to this trust. All of them would be. And it would be an honor to work with any of them because they got it. And I'm really impressed, especially with the people who are taking a chance, who haven't been on a public committee before, to step up and say, I want to participate is huge. And I think that we all share a commitment to democracy. And I think that part of that commitment is encouraging people to get involved. And I love that these 3 have stepped up to the plate. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. So thank you to all of you.
Now you know it's going to be a difficult decision. To live
Yes,
it.
yes.
I got it. It's like, oh, all right. Well, I've got one of your other planning board members there next with Ken, who can come up with the next question.
Well, we've talked to each candidate about pretty much the same thing, elaborate why you're interested in this particular board. And you can either come up and tell us a little more about your background if you want, and how that might fit in with this board and what your particular interest in this board would be.
Yeah, well, when I was 11 years old, my parents split up in the middle of the night. And I mean that literally. And all of a sudden, we went from living in a nice home in a subdivision to sleeping on the floor of a relative's home. And I can, from that experience and what that meant, I understood the fear, the precarity of not having a home. And I also understood what it meant to finally get one. And when I think back on the experience, I see that there's really 2 dimensions of this. That on the one hand, we want to do right by others to be sure that other people have what we have. They have homes, they have good homes. And that's absolutely essential, number 1. But the second thing is, this builds community. Getting more people housed, more people in homes is a critical element to strengthening our community. So when we talk about affordable housing and air, I don't see it as, oh, here's this nice thing we're going to do for others. I see it more as, this is a great thing we're doing to strengthen and build our town. And so I'm very enthusiastic about that. And, as part of my experience in the planning board, I really see we have 2 huge challenges in air. One of them is sufficient housing for those, we need sufficient housing. And the second thing we need to do is preserve the natural beauty that we have. And we have to do both. And it's a complicated kind of juggling game and involves many different parties, many struggles, challenges, and compromises. But I think the effort is well worth it. And I see the housing trust as being just another step, another piece in strengthening and building air and making it a better place for people.
All right.
Thank you.
Ron?
Jonathan, I think you've already answered this question, but let's give it a shot. If you're going to prove to somebody that Air is a great place to live, here's your chance.
Yeah, I would take in the 2 places. I'd say, 1, go to Pine Meadow Pond Conservation Area and see all the natural beauty that's just, yards away from us. So there's that dimension of it. This is the first time I've lived in a rural, semi-rural community. It's definitely changed the way I live. But the second place, I'd say, well, go to Union Coffee House, especially when there's no pandemic. And what you see there is people gathering together to form community. There's just a little over 8,000 people in this town. It's pretty small, living in a space of less than 10 acres. And so where other communities talk about having a sense of community, we have a real community. And the people on this call are really evidence of that. That this is not a bedroom community. This is a real living active town. And we saw that town meeting Monday night where people actually get engaged to collaborate with each other to solve their problems and aspire to and build and strengthen a town for future generations. So I'd say, what makes Ayer great, it's a combination of a fantastic location in a beautiful place, plus a prevailing ethos or attitude of people wanting to get together to collaborate and serve. I'd say those are the two best things about Ayer.
Thank you.
All right. Karen? She's shaking her head. It's like, okay, uh-oh.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not quite sure that you guys absolutely know the history behind moi, Jonathan, and all the candidates. I'm 5th generation in this town, and it's been my home forever. And my dad, 40 years ago, brought in the first affordable housing to this town, and it was ugly. However, it happened. And I've listened to all of you tonight, and I've looked at your compassion, and I'm a townie. I'm a true rooted townie. And so many of you have really, sorry, Janet, you know me. You have just touched my heart with what you've said. Because my biggest fear has always been when the townies are gone, what's going to happen to Ayer? Nobody's going to care about Ayer. People are going to care about Ayer. So, Jonathan, I have no questions for you or anybody else. And Janet, you know me, I talk off my shoulder and my heart. I'm thrilled to be able to carry on the legacy that almost got my mom and dad divorced. I'll never forget that in the 70s. But you know what? We're in a good place, guys. So thank you, all of you, from my heart.
You got it. Anything you want to add to that though, Jonathan?
The only, I guess if I could ask a question of the committee, I think it's absolutely essential that there be representation on this trust of people who would ordinarily be served by people who fit the category that Jennifer articulated of being that could apply for affordable housing. Those people have to be represented. They have to be actively involved in the decision making, and that's something I deeply believe in. That we can't do this top-down model. It's got to come from inside. It's got to come from the people themselves. And that's where the best answers are going to come from. That's where the solutions are going to come from. So,
and the quality. That's where the quality is coming from.
That absolutely right. And I think that that's essential. So I would just say, I would ask you, what measures are you taking to be sure that matters of issues of power, issues of decision-making are equitably distributed so that people who are affected by these decisions actually have a say in the decisions?
Well, I think again, this is my personal, because this is just on how I'm looking at all the different candidates, because everybody else is going to have their own way of looking at it, but we want to keep diversity. That's one of the things, as well as making sure that we get individuals who rent, individuals who own. Yes. We want individuals who have seen what it's like, and other individuals who can help out for those who need the help. So it's trying to get that type of balance that again, I'm always, when I hired individuals for the company I used to work for in Cambridge, a lot of people were wondering where I was even coming up with some of these candidates. And it's because I believe in diversity. You need somebody who's not going to think like you. You need somebody who's going to ask the questions, who's going to make you think and say, oh, I really didn't look at it that way. Let's go ahead and work on it. And somehow or another, there's like a type of compromise. So again, for me personally, that's what I look at. And I think when we're talking about it as a team, we all agree that diversity is very important to this. And to make sure that the decisions that are going to be made are going to help create a diversified, better air that can continue growing, yet maintain its community.
Quality and dignity.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ken, Ron,
Yeah,
yes,
I'd like to make just a follow up to that. I'd like to think that this board of the trust would be a board that would not be driven by any one or two personalities that are overpowering. I'd like to think that it's a team all the way, and that we don't necessarily need a strong leader on that group. What we need is a group that's going to understand what the goals are and get themselves educated. That's another thing I'd like to mention, that there's going to be a need to understand regulations and understand the directives and take the time to get educated. So there's not, in my estimation, everyone on that board could be brand new.
Right.
And just start together, step by step. And if it takes a year or 2 or 10, I don't care how many years it takes, establish a nice consistency that would inevitably serve the town in the future. So when projects do present themselves and when opportunities do present themselves, because we're at the infancy of everything here, that the board then is in a position to have a good discussion and not be overpowered by any group, any one particular political feeling or a person of, overpowering committee, whatever it might be. It needs to be a board, starts from scratch, works together, gets educated. That's my hope. That's how it would turn out. And it becomes, has absolutely zero political connections whatsoever, and simply talks about the subjects in a serious way, with nothing more to gain than the understanding that they're making a contribution to the community.
and there are no separate agendas. That's what we've looked at as a team before these interviews. It's like, we're all here for the same reason and we want to make a difference, but no, political, separate, no. There's so much passion with all this. And we're going to continue with that.
I want to mention one more connection, Janet, that there is going to be a connection between, I might be speaking out of order here, but there is going to be a connection between how the Air Affordable Housing Committee serves in a connection with the trust, I guess, in an advisory role of some sort. I guess that's how you define it.
yeah,
I don't know if you want to follow up on that or not.
Yeah, no, I always go ahead and say the committee here, the 4 members that you see, plus hopefully a 5th one sooner or later, we'll go ahead and be doing the grunt work. Alicia is the one that's going to be the administrative force at Town Hall to handle both this committee as well as the Board of Trustees. One good thing about Alicia, she goes ahead and I've got to say, when Ken was talking about education, she has given us so many different types of opportunities of seminars and such that we can find out more about. I got a Jennifer, like, how you're talking about 40Bs and such, where to get more information about what is available out there, how to work with developers, how to, go ahead and make this housing trust work. This is going to be, as Ken says, this is in its infancy. We're just starting off new and fresh. And how can we move forward? So that's why the committee will go ahead and do a lot of the grunt work, so that what the Board of Trustees will be then is presented with almost like these are the package deals. So you're gonna have to go ahead and, do your research, but then still make a decision. Does that pretty much cover it, Ken, what you were trying to get to?
Yeah, I think the question is a good one and for all the candidates to understand, I guess.
Correct. All right, does
I did-
anybody, Ron? Oh, go ahead, Alicia.
So I think that the board will agree with this. I sold real estate in the very beginning of my career for about 8 years. And one of the things that I did in sales was I didn't try to talk anybody into buying a house. I always educated them on what the value of other houses like the houses they were looking at was, what other houses were out there, what were their needs, because I truly believe education allows people to make good choices. And it's why I've offered, any opportunity for education for the Affordable Housing Committee. And once we get this board together, I will be offering, and the Economic and Community Development Office always pays for the education. If the education comes forward, we always keep money there so that we can help and let people go to different classes and things like that. And we will continue doing that because I think that that allows the board, as Ken was saying, to really come together as a team and understand the problems and talk them out and come to a decision about what the town's looking for. Because it's not my idea of what's happening. It's your idea. It's about a joint group coming to conclusions after they've been educated. So sorry, didn't mean to butt in.
Oh, no. And my thoughts right now are when my dad was the crusader, he was alone, all alone. This is where it needs to be right now as a team, focusing on what the needs of this community are. And I'm over the moon with all the interviews. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
Yep. Don't worry, I understand. Ron, is there anything you want to add?
Well, I was just going to say, we've had, what, 7 interviews now?
Correct.
And I'm impressed with, in my position, you interview people all the time. And you see all the span of the human characteristics, if you will. I think the best one that shows through on all 7 interviews is the empathy expressed by all 7 people. And I think that's more important on this type of a committee, if you will, probably than any other one of the characteristics. So I'm comfortable with all 7, quite frankly.
Oh,
Ron, I totally agree with you. The empathy, I do. Sorry, Janet.
no, I believe me, I'm going through,
It's like,
trying to do, checklists. It's like, okay, great. Now that's got covered. That got covered. That got covered.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, when you look around us at the moment, that's missing from society.
yes, it is, Ron.
It's missing.
Mhm,
But I
Yep.
didn't get that feeling listening to all 7 candidates.
mhm.
Thought they all did a great job.
I do agree. And it's like, okay. All right, Pamela, I see, that you're back. Do you have any questions? Because you went first.
Frozen.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
I'm here. I turned the video off because I was eating dinner with my family.
Understood. All right, but
Um,
I didn't know whether or not, like I say, you went first, so I didn't know if you had any questions as a follow-up.
No, I don't. I just enjoyed listening to the conversation, and I think any questions that I did have were sufficiently answered. So thank you again for allowing me to have this time tonight here. It was much appreciated.
Well, we thank all 4 of you and such. And now, like I say, this is going to be the toughest part that we've got to go ahead and do. And part of me saying now we probably should have had the other 3 candidates, come on in. I don't see. Let me just ask Cindy. There's nobody, Cindy or Scott. There's nobody in a waiting room, is there, or anybody else that is not connected? Like I didn't know if anybody else was joining into
No,
those.
no, Janet, no one is in the waiting room.
Okay, just wanted to double check to make sure. All right, again, we can't, I wish we could give all 7. I really, I really do. Because everybody has something, to add to the committee and such. And, we've got to go ahead and at least narrow it down. And, I know that, let's see,
Oh, Alicia's got her hand up.
go ahead, Alicia.
So, some members from last week had talked about that they had a lot of commitments too, so, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's talked to everybody, or did you want to just have people just put a list together? Janet, I'll let you take care of it, but I know
Well-
Lavin said she wouldn't be hurt.
No, I understand that. Okay. But again, let me just tell you, the other candidates were Cindy Lavin, who works over at the Stone Soup Kitchen.
She's the sweetest ever.
And she is, for sure. So she deals with many individuals who are homeless within the town. Pat Bagney Latimer, she is one of the real estate brokers that go ahead and work
the homeless.
alongside with Ron. And
Oh,
she
yeah.
has a wonderful background of working with vets, correct, Ron?
Yes, yeah, right across the board, section 8, the whole affordable
Mhm.
stand.
Yeah, and then,
Hmm.
I stopped for a second. And then Pauline Connolly, who definitely has a lot of history within the town, and working with Habitat for Humanity. So with that, she, being a prior, select board member, as well as all the different committees, many of the committees within the town. So she has, got a feel for a little bit more on how the town itself runs and such. So those are the other 3 members, okay, that we've got to go ahead and make our decision on of who and presenting. So what, again, I don't know if there's any other additional information, or I know I'm dragging my feet here because I'm saying it's like, all right, what else might I be able to do other than going ahead and saying, if I've got to go ahead and,
Can I make a suggestion?
please go ahead, Ron.
How much time do we have left on our Zoom time?
30 minutes.
And that's it? They cut us off?
Yeah, I mean, because it'd be an hour and a half. Yeah.
Would you like us to leave so you could deliberate?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, Jonathan.
Would you mind?
No,
I mean,
not at all. You
That's
guys
a-
have to make,
I think she was having a little trouble saying that. I was just gonna, I
I
was,
won't be hurt.
Janet, you're
Yeah.
too nice.
You gotta deliberate. Okay.
Thank you all.
I
for your time.
recognize you guys have a difficult challenge ahead. I just want to say one last thing. Look, you got 7 excellent candidates for, I think, 3 open spots, right? If I don't get a spot,
Yep.
don't think that I'm not available to help or serve, that I'm still around. Do you understand what I'm saying? I won't be offended. I'm not gonna, I get it, and I'll still
Well,
help out. So
John-
that's it.
Jonathan, my understanding is that there's 5, and Janet, you can correct me, but aren't we going to send 5 names to the selectmen and then
Yeah.
they're going to
Yes.
decide?
yeah, we're gonna send
Yeah.
5
Oh,
and they're
5.
gonna decide on the 3. Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
We're
So-
not making
not.
the ultimate
No,
decision.
I know that. I know
Yeah,
that. But I
okay.
just want to assure you that
I
we're
understand.
We're
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
Got it.
everybody. It was an
All
honor. Thank you. A pleasure
got it.
meeting the new faces too. Thank
You
you.
got it. We'll be seeing you guys around. for
Yes,
sure.
Thank you so much.
absolutely.
Take
All right.
care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
wonderful evening.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet everybody.
Same here. Thank you.
Oh my God, have we been on like speaker the entire time?
No.
Janet, do we figure out if there was a way for us to send a chat to you with the names that we wanted or something?
Well, that's why, you know, Cindy,
Why don't we just poll and do it?
You can send, everybody can just send a chat and sign it. It's a chat to everyone. So if you
Oh.
just want to make your list and, so if you
Oh.
go down at the bottom,
I
you
got
can chat.
That,
Okay, type a message.
then-
So if we each type in the 5 we like, and then Janet can put them together, how's that?
Yep.
Make sense?
yeah, and I'm gonna send you mine.
I'm
Who are
gonna
we sending it to?
just send it to
Oh.
everybody.
oh.
It's gonna end up on the screen
Oh, okay.
from
Can you
everybody.
see mine?
I love Jake. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Oh, no, no, no.
Just,
We are still live, just so everyone knows.
I know, understood.
Sorry,
First
Scott.
name's okay?
That's all that I did.
Janet, I'm gonna copy you. That's what I chose.
And we're choosing what, 5?
5.
Yep. This is really cool.
Because no matter what, the individuals that aren't on our list are still going to be involved. That's one good thing is I think we touched a nerve that says we you know that they can make a difference. And I think that's the big, I mean, everybody's got something to add to this group.
I typed it in. How do I send it? Just hit enter?
I want to
enter.
say something. I
Pardon?
want to make sure the board is balanced between men and women, though.
We have more women in applications than we do men.
Oh, okay.
How do you send this thing?
Yeah, me too.
You should just be able to hit enter.
Didn't work. Oh, yeah, it
All
did.
right, I got yours.
No. I don't see any enter.
Just hit enter.
Put the cursor back next to the last name and then hit enter.
Oh, okay.
That's what worked for me anyway.
Yep, okay, got it.
Karen?
I'm trying to figure out how to piggyback.
What Ken said worked. Put the cursor at the end of the last name and just hit the enter bar.
No,
Did you
my
type in
computer
the,
has been freezing up all night. Shit. Sorry.
you may have to put it on a piece of paper and hold it up.
Thanks, Ken. My vote is for what Janet has. Cindy, Pat, Jake, Jennifer, and Pam.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Can
Who's
you-
adding them up?
My computer's a mess.
Janet, can you just send another one with the same list again? Then we'll have all 4 up there,
Sure.
if that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Cindy and Janet. So my question to you guys is, when these candidates' names are submitted, are they going to be interviewed by the Board of Selectmen?
Yes, I would guess.
Yeah, we're gonna give
Will-
them, we're gonna give them information. But it'll probably be through Robert.
Will we be present?
If you want to
Okay.
be.
No.
Yeah,
You see, wouldn't it be appropriate for just like a nice cover letter from either Alicia and Janet working together? And itemizing the amount of work we put in to do the interviews and stuff like that. I guess just give them a cover letter, and then the names might be helpful. And then could also submit any other paperwork that they gave to us, I guess, just guessing.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, I think that would be
I
good.
agree.
Got a tie.
I think
got a
so.
what?
Yeah,
Oh, no, you don't. You don't.
all right, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on,
Jane.
I lost my spot. Okay, Jake.
You've got
I am
4,
so
3,
excited.
4, 4, 3, 2. So you don't have a tie. You only have 6 names. Somebody missing?
Yes, somebody didn't get any votes.
Well, hello.
Hello, you're on.
Jake.
I'm excited about this.
I just want to continue to thank Janet for all the steps she's taken to get this far. It's incredible.
Well, look at her environment. She's
So-
in Tahiti.
So there is one of these things that I do want to say, to be on the Board of Selectmen's the May 4th meeting, I have to have it to them by noon tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a
that's
lot
why-
of bull. That they can live beyond tomorrow, believe me.
So the other thing we can do is we can do the second meeting in May too, if you
No.
want. But if we want to try and do this, Janet, I need to hear from you tomorrow morning.
Well, I mean, what I'm gonna do is like tonight, we're making this decision,
Yeah,
okay?
Right.
All right, so right now, let me just say, and you guys can double check, but I've got Jennifer with 4 votes. All right, I got Pamela with 3, Cindy with 4, Jonathan with 2, Patricia with 3, and Jake with 3.
Right.
I mean, I'm with Jake with 4.
4.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Jake with 4.
Yeah,
Alright.
so that's what I have too.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a definite for Jennifer, Cindy, and Jake. And then the other ones with 3 are Pamela and Patricia.
Well,
Yep.
And that's the 5, right?
that's it.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I voted for.
So Jonathan's the odd man out.
correct.
do we want to see if Jonathan wants to sit on the Affordable Housing Committee?
I
Not a
think
bad-
we,
But let's wait till after we do this.
Okay.
yeah, I would,
Not-
yeah,
don't-
I agree. Let's wait and see what
Don't
happens.
offer
Maybe one
stuff.
of these people drops out.
Thank you.
Right.
Let's wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also too, let's get the dust settled on this and such. So right now, as it stands, again, I'm going to be telling the board of, and let them, we'll introduce them, okay?
Mhm.
But it's Jennifer, Cindy, Jake, Pamela, and Pat.
Wow,
Perfect.
just the way,
Perfect.
you and Karen had it.
Wait a minute,
basically,
wait a minute.
right?
How did you get that?
We've
Six
got,
figure.
You gotta have 5.
Right.
Pat got 4. No, she got 3.
No, we got 5.
yeah, Pat got 3 and Pamela got 3. And
Okay.
Jonathan got 2.
Okay,
The rest of them got 4.
okay.
Let me,
So-
can I
Cindy,
also,
Jake- Cindy, Jake, and Jennifer got 4.
yeah, and can I go
Yeah.
back to the idea of offering Jonathan? Jonathan only got 2 votes. And only 3 of these 5 are going to be selected. That leaves us with 2 that got more votes than Jonathan that would be out without having a shot, if we selected Jonathan
Okay,
early.
yeah,
know what I
you're
mean?
right, you're right.
Yeah, but there was something about Jonathan I really liked. There,
Oh,
sorry.
there's something
Oh,
about them all.
There was
Yeah, I
something
mein, they're all-
about him. And if
They
he
all,
could
yeah,
come
they all
on
had something, I
our
agree.
committee.
And like I say, the ones that I
Yeah.
haven't chosen, I know are still going to be so involved with the committee and the board.
Yeah.
All right, it's not like, they're not going to have their input. They definitely will. Like someone like Pauline will be at meetings and such. So with that, it's like, again, we've got people who are passionate about this town. And it's nice to have this type of a diversity of people who know the heartbeat, but people who are also new so that you get fresh ideas. And that's the whole idea behind it being diverse.
I think one of the disappointments that I have is that I'm almost thinking it should have been 4 people at large and 3 other people from different committees. It's,
We can do that. We can do that. You guys make the choice.
it was just tricky because when we put the trust bylaws together, we thought it would be automatic that members of those other committees would be the appropriate members of the trust board of directors. But now that I see these people that applied just strictly for the trust and on other committees, wow, you get some pretty strong people there. The other possibility is that our affordable housing committee, which now is down to 4, we're able to have 5 and then an alternate, right? That's 6. We could go to 6 easy, right? With 5 and 1 alternate. And then have, the situation definitely comes up where people can't make every meeting. The alternate gets right in there and can serve. So we have a lot has come out of this. It's positive, I guess, for volunteers.
Oh, I would agree, for sure. And I mean, just to throw a monkey wrench inside here, I had the Housing Authority meeting today. And they wondered how come, in the bylaw, it didn't state anything about someone from the Housing Authority being in the Board of Trustees,
Good point.
No,
Right.
I thought we talked about that, though.
But, again, it's like, well, there's a couple things of the 5 members that are on the housing, that are commissioners. I am one of them. So I tell them, I said, definitely, I would love to be on this board, but I think it's a conflict of interest. And we're going to be so involved with it anyways that I think, that involvement will be there to ultimately make that final decision. Again, it's something that you're going to have to involve the Housing Authority as well as the other committees that are already involved. But I mean, what I'm thinking about is like, okay, great. We've got someone from the select board. You got somebody from CPC. You got somebody from the planning board already on that, on this, as well as somebody, we'd like to have somebody from the affordable housing committee. So maybe, again, those are recommendations. They're not set in stone.
Oh, they're not. Oh, okay. I thought it was.
The only one that's set in stone is that select board member. That's the only one that is in Mass General Law. The other ones are just from our recommendation.
Okay.
That we'd like to have someone from planning, someone from our committee, and someone from CPC.
Well, we could give up our committee and make it somebody from the Housing Authority, because the Housing Authority does have all the state housing units in town under their preview.
They don't have enough members on that committee.
Well, like I said, there's 5, and out of that 5, I've spoken about it for over a year, of what's going to end up happening with this housing trust and such. And no one said, oh, I'd like to be part of that. So
the other thing you can remember, I don't mean to interrupt, but we can just make sure we start sending invitations for any of these meetings to a whole list of people so that anyone can come and be part of the meetings. They're all open meetings.
Okay, that's one thing that's good. And also too, these individuals will be on this board for 2 years. It's a 2-year period, that they can get, renewed after 2 years. So it's not like this is something that you are now going to be shackled to for the rest of your life. So there's like opportunities to change the members of this board. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, like I say, is I'm going to present these 5 names as well as a letter of introduction of these 5 names. And on top of it, include the resumes, the letter of interest and such, for the select board, that if they want to review it, they'll be able to review. And if they want anything else, will be available for them. So I will have that to you for tomorrow, Alicia.
If by chance, this is strictly a guess, but if by chance they came back to us and said, you guys did the work here, how about pulling it down to 3? Would we just take the 3 that had the most votes?
That's why I did it that way. Yes.
Okay,
So if that's the case, it's Jennifer, Cindy, and Jake.
okay. Uh-oh. gee,
Sorry, I'm doing cartwheels.
What the heck is the matter with?
No, Alicia,
Those were
We
my
giving them
choices
5
from the
people, did they
beginning.
make the decision?
After
We just
reading
dragged
wait a
them?
minute, guys,
Yep.
you're talking over each other.
Aren't we giving them 5 people and then they make the decision between the 5?
Right.
Right, but what I was asking was, maybe I'll ask it another way. Are we going to give them the result of our voting
Mm.
or not?
Yes, I think that'd be a good idea.
Karen
Our
doesn't agree.
voting or the Board of Selectmen's voting?
No,
Our
our voting. The tally we just did.
Okay.
Are we going to provide that as part of the letter? We don't have to. I'm just asking.
I would suggest that
Not,
let them make that decision.
okay, let's go with
No?
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I agree.
Okay, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea behind having this type of discussion. All right, then. So that's what I will go ahead and do and get that for you tomorrow, Alicia. And guys, I really do appreciate all the headaches I probably have given you and everything. I really appreciate everything that we've done. We are on a move, and I really think it's so refreshing to see these individuals.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, it's great.
And
So
it's really
Now we
refreshing to see.
We got to
you
figure
in
out how to
title.
get a project. That's the problem. Now we need a project. So these people
Alicia?
can, we need a
It's
project so they
coming,
can put
it's coming.
their opinions in, you know?
Land's too expensive.
Oh,
We'll have some
we're
projects.
we're
don't worry.
moving forward, guys.
yeah, it'll be good. All right
And
then.
Janet's in Tahiti.
No, I don't know where I am. It's like, oh, but the cat's happy. The cat's nice and warm next to me. So, all right. I
Guys,
think.
thank you.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
that's-
Ron.
That looks like the same thing. Ron.
That's not his office.
I've had that for 15 years. It cost $1.19.
Nice.
Lovely.
All right. Can I get a I don't think we have to discuss anything old business, new business. I think we're all set. I think we did pretty good with the bylaws and everything for the town meeting. Again, I think we're on a roll.
Yeah, we are.
Yep. I think, what is it? Our next meeting? What do we have down here for our next meeting?
I don't have my book.
Yeah, hold on. I had my Word doc open. May 21st?
Is that a Friday again?
That's a Friday. Is that okay?
Sure, we'll try it.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. That is our next meeting. Those that can make, will be asked to be put on the May 4th select board agenda. So those that can make it, that would be great.
I think that would be a really good idea for all of us to be there to support these decisions.
Correct.
Sorry, that's just how I feel.
No,
Yeah.
I would agree. So like I say, select board at May 4th.
Yep.
And May 21st for our next meeting. If there's nothing else, can I hear a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn, and thank you, all of you.
No, thank you
Second.
guys too. All right, Ken, thank you. And I'll be seeing you all around town.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.